The Ignored Sisters Manhattan Glow-Up. Emma Thompson had always been the quiet one in the family. Growing up in a sleepy suburb outside Chicago, she was the younger sister by 5 years, bookish, awkward, and perpetually single, while her older brother, Ryan, was the golden child. Ryan had the charm, the athletic scholarships, the perfect college sweetheart who became his wife, Lisa. Emma? She had her sketches, her late-night coding sessions, and a dream of building something bigger than the Midwest life everyone expected. When Ryan married Lisa 10 years ago, Emma was thrilled. She flew in for the wedding, helped with the decorations, even designed their wedding website for free. But something shifted after the honeymoon. The invitations stopped coming. First, it was the big family Thanksgivings at Ryan's new house. Lisa said they were keeping it small this year. Then the Christmas Eves, the 4th of July barbecues. Emma's birthdays went unacknowledged. No cards, no calls. When Ryan and Lisa had their first child, a beautiful girl named Sophie, Emma sent gifts, texted congratulations, drove 6 hours to drop off a handmade quilt. She got a polite thank you text from Lisa and nothing else. Year after year, the pattern held. Emma would reach out, "Hey, heading to Chicago next month, want to grab coffee?" Silence. Or worse, a vague, "We're super busy with the kids." Ryan had 2 children now, Sophie and little Max. Emma saw their perfect family photos on social media: beach vacations in Florida, ski trips to Colorado, elaborate birthday parties with bouncy castles and pony rides. Emma wasn't in a single one. She wasn't even tagged. It hurt, of course, deeply. But Emma internalized it the way many do. She told herself she wasn't family material, too independent, too focused on her freelance graphic design gigs, too single, no kids, no big house. Lisa's subtle comments over the rare phone call stuck with her. "We just want the kids around stable couples, you know?" Emma stopped trying after the 5th ignored invitation. She built walls, focused on work, and moved on. Then, at 35, everything changed. Their Aunt Evelyn, their mother's eccentric sister who had made a fortune in real estate back in the 80s, passed away quietly in her sleep. Evelyn had no children, and to everyone's shock, especially Ryan's, she left the bulk of her estate to Emma. Not Ryan, the responsible one with the family, Emma. The inheritance was staggering, nearly $8 million after taxes, plus a portfolio of stocks and a small commercial property in Brooklyn. Evelyn's handwritten letter, tucked into the will, explained it simply. "Emma, you were the only one who ever visited me without asking for anything. You listened, you cared. Build something beautiful with this, darling." Emma sat in the lawyer's office in stunned silence. Ryan called her that same afternoon, the first time in 2 years. "Emma? Hey sis, heard about Aunt Evelyn. Wow, crazy, right? Listen, Lisa and I were thinking maybe we could all meet up, talk about the estate. You know, family should stick together on these things." Emma's heart hardened in that moment. She heard the calculation in his voice, but she played along. "Sure, Ryan, let's catch up." They met at a neutral coffee shop in downtown Chicago. Ryan and Lisa arrived with the kids in tow, Sophie now 9, Max 6, dressed impeccably. Lisa hugged Emma like they were long-lost best friends. "You look great, still single and slaying the city life, huh?" The conversation quickly turned to money. Ryan leaned in. "So, $8 million? That's life-changing. Listen, our mortgage is killing us, and the kids' private school tuition. Maybe you could help out a bit. Family helps family, right? We could even invest some together, make it grow for all of us." Emma sipped her latte and smiled politely. "Actually, I'm moving to New York, starting fresh." Lisa's face tightened. "New York? But what about us? Your family." Emma stood up. "I was family for the last 10 years, too. Funny how that didn't matter until now." She left a 20 on the table and walked out without looking back. 3 months later, Emma was a New Yorker. She rented a modest one-bedroom in Soho to start, enrolled in an intensive coding boot camp. She'd always dabbled in app development and poured herself into an idea that had been brewing for years, an app that connected freelance creatives with ethical and fairly paying clients. No more scraping by on Upwork gigs that paid pennies. She called it Fair Canvas. The early days were brutal. 12-hour coding sessions, pitching to investors who dismissed her as just a designer, living off ramen in her tiny apartment while the city roared outside. But Emma had something she never had before: freedom. No family obligations, no guilt trips, just her laptop, and a burning drive to prove she was worth more than being ignored. Fair Canvas launched quietly 18 months later. Emma had bootstrapped it with a chunk of the inheritance, hiring 2 junior developers and a marketing freelancer. The app's unique feature? Built-in contracts that guaranteed 50% upfront payment and late fees for clients who dragged their feet. Creatives loved it. Word sprayed on Instagram, TikTok, design forums. By year 3, Fair Canvas had 50,000 users. By year 4, venture capitalists were calling her. Emma sold a minority stake for a valuation that made her a multi-millionaire several times over. She bought a sprawling penthouse in Tribeca, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Hudson, a rooftop terrace with a garden, art from emerging Black and Latino artists covering the walls. Her life transformed. Weekends at gallery openings in Chelsea, brunch with a tight-knit group of fellow female founders, yoga in Central Park at sunrise, travel, solo trips to Paris, Tokyo, Tulum, dating when she wanted, a charming architect, a musician, a chef, no pressure, no apologies. Emma glowed, not in a superficial way, but from the inside out. Therapy helped her unpack the years of rejection. She learned to set boundaries like steel beams. She volunteered as a mentor for young women in tech. She even started a small foundation with part of her wealth, funding scholarships for first-generation college students studying design. And the family? Radio silence. Until the crash. Ryan's high-flying sales job in medical devices vanished overnight when his company downsized during an industry shakeup. Lisa's boutique interior design side hustle dried up in the post-pandemic economy. Their McMansion's mortgage became unsustainable. Private schools, country club memberships, the leased SUVs, it all came crumbling down. One rainy October evening in Emma's fifth year in New York, her doorman buzzed up. "Ms. Thompson, you have visitors. A Mr. and Mrs. Ryan Thompson?" Emma stared at the intercom camera feed. Ryan looked thinner, stressed. Lisa's designer bag was scuffed. The kids, now teenagers, waited awkwardly in the lobby. She almost sent them away, but curiosity won. "Send them up." The elevator opened directly into her penthouse. Ryan's eyes widened as he stepped into the marble foyer. Lisa's mouth actually dropped open at the view, the glittering skyline, the original Basquiat on the wall. "Emma, wow, this place is incredible," Ryan stammered. Sophie and Max mumbled hellos, staring at the infinity pool on the terrace visible through the glass doors. Lisa recovered first, plastering on a smile. "Sis, it's been too long. We were in the city for, job interviews for Ryan, and we thought we'd surprise you." Emma offered water, no wine. They sat in the living room, Emma on a solo armchair, them crammed on the couch like interviewees. The small talk lasted 5 minutes before Ryan cleared his throat. "Look, Em, we've hit a rough patch. Lost the house to foreclosure last month, staying in an extended stay hotel right now. The kids had to switch to public school mid-year. It's humiliating." Lisa jumped in, eyes teary. "We never meant to drift apart. Life just got crazy with the kids, you know? But you're family, and you've done so amazingly well. Maybe you could help out a bit. Just a loan, or even let us crash here temporarily. We could get back on our feet." And Emma let the silence stretch. She studied their faces. Ryan's forced humility, Lisa's calculated tears, the kids' uncomfortable shifting. Finally, she spoke, voice calm and steady. 10 years. Not one holiday invitation, not one "how are you" when I was struggling. My birthday's forgotten, Aunt Evelyn's funeral, you didn't even call? But now that you're in trouble, I'm family again? Ryan flushed. We were wrong. We're sorry, truly. Are you? Or are you sorry you're broke? Lisa bristled. That's unfair. Blood is thicker than... Blood didn't matter when you excluded me from everything, Emma cut in. When you decided I wasn't good enough for your perfect life because I didn't have a husband or kids or a big house. I built this, she gestured around the penthouse, without any help from you, without any acknowledgement. I learned I don't need people who only show up when they want something. Sophie spoke up quietly. Aunt Emma, we didn't know it hurt you that much. Emma sent her heart towards the girl for a moment. I sent you birthday gifts every year, Soph. You never wrote back. That's on your parents. Ryan stood up. So that's it? You're just going to turn your back on family? Emma rose too, walking to the elevator. You turned your back first. I simply closed the door you left open. She pressed the button. The doors slid open. I wish you the best in figuring things out. There are